Welcome to Integrity Inspire, your daily dose of inspiration and motivation, featuring the bright and talented members of the Integrity Marketing Group family. Now, here's your host, Integrity co-founder and CEO, Brian W. Adams.
Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for joining this edition of the Inspire podcast. So excited to have this opportunity for all of us to come together. And as you all know, there are a few things that I love more than welcoming new partners to the Integrity family. And I'm very excited that we've got some exciting news to share with all of you today as well. We are so excited that tomorrow morning we're going to be announcing another partnership. That's right, even on top of the incredible announcement that we had last week, we've got another one teed up here. And we're excited to announce that IFC National Marketing is going to be joining the Integrity platform. As part of this partnership, the three owners of IFC, Dave Martens, Dave Thiessen, and Todd Villeneuve, will all become owners and partners here at Integrity. This is a really wonderful partnership for all of us for a lot of different reasons, and it's truly a perfect fit. This is an exciting opportunity because this is another Minnesotan company headquartered in Fairmont, Minnesota. IFC supports thousands of licensed independent agents and is one of the largest independent marketing organizations in the Midwest and one of the largest, most significant groups in Minnesota for sure. They offer help and support for guidance for senior products primarily, and individual products such as life and health and group health and contracting and more. Over the years, Dave, and Todd have built a very strong reputation for doing things the right way with integrity as the core to who they are, not just as professionals, but as people. IFC is already an incredibly successful business, and whenever you get a chance to meet these guys are some amazing friends, but also business partners. And the family culture that they've been able to create is obvious from the minute you meet them. And by joining Integrity, we're all going to be stronger together. And now that they're part of the Integrity family, IFC will have access to a lot more shared services, resources, proprietary technology, and other things to help them grow even faster and really supercharge their growth. They will join us in this quest to really transform insurance and helping Americans get the coverage that they need where they want to buy that. And joining us today on this call are the three founders of IFC, Dave, and Todd, that are going to join us on this call to share a little bit more about their incredible company and their decision to join Integrity. So this is a humbling moment for me. Whenever you meet great guys like the three of these guys and guys that you just really admire, especially they've done so much in the Medicare arena, and then have them join us today is really exceptionally exciting for us. So Dave, and Todd, I want to welcome you to Integrity. On behalf of all the employees and all the partners here at Integrity, we're excited to have you as our newest partner.
Thank you so much, Brian. It's wonderful to be here. This is Dave Martens. It's a truly historic day for IFC National Marketing. We're thrilled to be joining the Integrity and be a part of the company with so much incredible momentum. It's just it's going up that mountain real fast. We've worked very hard over the years to build a successful and sustainable business. Preserving this legacy is extremely important to us. It feels so good knowing that we have a new partner that we can not only help protect what we've built, but can take it to the next level and the next generation of leaders. With Integrity, we can enhance the value of our business by diversifying and optimizing what we do. It's a winning combination in every way.
Wow. Well, thank you. Thank you, Dave. We're excited. Yeah, Dave, go ahead. Dave Thiessen.
Oh, sorry, Brian. This is Dave Thiessen here. Brian, it really is an honor to be a part of Integrity. It's a huge day for us. From when we first met you and Eric, this has just felt like the right kind of fit. It reminds me of when Dave and I and Todd first got together. Dave and I have known each other since our kids were in diapers. And when we got into business with Todd, it was just a perfect fit from day one. You know, we wanted to ensure that everything that we built could continue to grow and thrive, not just for the near term, but for decades to come. And integrity seemed like just the right fit for us. And we've always known how important agents are to our business, and the Integrity platform will enable us to support our agents even better than ever. We're so excited about what this all means for our families, our agents, and our employees. It's better than we even could have imagined. Thanks for having us.
Man, thank you very much, Dave. Excited to be a partner. Todd, are you there with us today as well?
I sure am. This is Todd Villeneuve. I just want to copy what the other gentleman said. Is we are super honored to be here today, Brian, and very grateful to be celebrating this special historic occasion and really have it announced on this historic day. Martin Luther King, in one of his most famous prayers, has a line that goes, "Help us to realize that man was created to shine." Man, it became very clear to us that the timing was right to move now. There's no point in hesitating when we're ready to make the leap and make our organization shine and prosper, Brian. With Integrity, we had the access to resources that are truly best in class and getting better all the time. Could have never put together all this partnership offers on our own. It would have taken us forever and cost us a fortune. IFC is going to continue to do what we do best and grow while protecting everything we built so far. The upside for us as Integrity Partners is off the charts. The roster for Integrity Partners is extraordinary, as you all know. You're putting together a true dream team from the industry today, and it's really humbling to be part of that. I always quote Dave Tessing when he said it best, "This is amazing for our families, our agents, and our employees." He calls that a triple win, and I can't agree more. We can't wait to take our business to the next level. As a managing partner remaining, I can today access all of this talent and best practices, allowing us to grow and improve immediately. That will be the biggest value IFC will appreciate the most, as would any other company looking to partner with Integrity. I am energized and excited by this partnership. That's where we're sitting today, Brian, and I just want to say we are excited.
Well, man, hey, Todd, you said it incredibly well. We are just as excited as you and Dave are, and we anticipate great things for your entire team and the future of IFC going forward. You know, one of the things that we found on this Inspire podcast, part of the idea when we put this together was to get to know each other better. We were going through the COVID lockdown period. We're trying to, everything was so negative in the world and on TV and scary, and you didn't know if you could go to the grocery store or not even, And so we decided to put together this podcast we called Inspire to give people just hope, frankly, throughout that time. And one of the things I loved about this podcast and what we were able to do is we were able to get to know each other better. And one of the things as partners, as friends, we're all being able to join together. And getting to know each other, I think, is just a big part of this. And getting to know people's backstories. Oftentimes people think, man, you guys have always been successful. You always, you were an overnight success. You just woke up with a silver spoon in your mouth. But what we found is that's not the case for all of our partners. In fact, not for really any of our partners. We all had to really work incredibly hard and serve agents to get to where we are. So I'd love to hear y'all's backstory. I know we've sat down, and we've met in Minnesota, we've hung out, we've had drinks and enjoyed some time together. But I'd love for everybody here at Integrity to learn more about your story and individually on how you grew up and kind of how you got to where you are today. Who would like
Thanks,
to jump
Brian.
in?
Brian, this is Dave Tessing. I'll give it a try here. Thinking back, I had a great childhood growing up. I really learned about family in my family. 3 brothers, 3 sisters, 64 first cousins. Grew up in a farming community on a dairy farm and really learned the value hard work at a young age. In fact, my dad had a philosophy that he paid the kids for working. I know a lot of farm kids didn't get paid. Didn't start off at a lot though. I remember still cashing my first paycheck for $4 for a month of work feeding calves as a 6-year-old. But that really stuck with me, and I think he instilled in me the relationship between effort and rewards. And another thing that happened growing up, I really think got me into the insurance business, and I didn't know it at the time. But when I was 12 years old, my dad suffered a very, very severe farm accident. He almost lost his entire arm in a power takeoff, and it disabled him for a whole year. I was 12, my brother was 11. We were milking 100 cows at the time, and you know, the neighbors would help out for a while, but if my dad wouldn't have had disability insurance and being able to hire someone to come in and help with the cows, I don't think my brother would be farming today. I was lucky I got farming out of my system when I was 19. I was in college. I had no idea what I was in college for, and a neighbor, he was suffering poor health. He asked me if I'd want to farm, and I said, yeah, that's always been my dream. He said, well, I'll help you get going, but you're going to have to ask your dad to co-sign a loan. And when I did, my dad said, no way in hell am I going to sign a loan for you. You finish school, and then you can farm. And I went back and told the guy that wanted to rent me the farm, he said, well, I'll co-sign for you. So at 19 years old, I was $90,000 in debt and loving life. It was really my dream. Fortunately, I got married, and my wife had some insights and realized that farming in the late 70s wasn't that good a proposition. So had to find something else to do. Had a chance to get in the insurance business and passed on it the first time, but a year later decided to get in the business, and it's 4 years now, 1st of February. I think back and back when I got into business, I thought it was the best of times. Didn't realize it. It's when Reagan got the assassination attempt. Interest rates were 18%, mortgages were 14.5%. And I guess if anything I've learned over 40 years in the business is that things change, but the people who succeed change and adapt with them. And I've just been blessed for 40 years in this business to be around people like that, and I'm super excited to be around even more people like that now with Integrity.
Wow, great story. The value of understanding what insurance does at an early age, like you just talked about with the disability insurance. People don't realize how impactful this is until you need it, right? And that's what we talk about all the time here at Integrity. These are real people that are buying these products that at some point may have an accident on the farm, may get COVID, may have some issue, right? And so I love that story about just how that passion or that experience kind of helps you understand why people need these products. So Dave, thanks for sharing that story. I also love how humble the beginnings are, because that's how most of us have come up in this business. Dave Martens, tell us a little bit more about your background.
Yeah, thanks, Brian. I didn't grow up on the farm, but in a small farming community. And the funny thing is, they asked about my first job, and I look back, and I learned hard work early on through picking rocks out of the bean field and detasseling corn. And I remember, I don't know if I was 10 years old or whatever it was, but the R.C. Zimmerman gave us we came in for lunch and we had a sandwich, and he gave us all I think it was my first beer. And I thought it was nice and cold, but I thought it was horrible, so I didn't want anybody to see, but I poured it out underneath the table. And as my partners know, I'm still not a big beer drinker. I'd rather have a cocktail, but that trained me how not to drink beer, I guess. But anyway. And then I grew up watching my father work hard as a veterinarian. He was always there for his family, but he started out by himself, and it was just him and my mom, and it was 24 hours a day, emergency calls, and my mom would send me along before I could drive and before I had a license to drive, and So I'd go with him so he doesn't fall asleep in the truck, and it was really interesting watching him grow his operation from just him and my mom to over 75 employees when he retired, and just the hard work and effort that he put into growing a great operation. I also learned competition through sports. Before the insurance business, I owned and ran health clubs for about 12 years, and played competitive racquetball and playing tournaments every weekend and running a club and having people come in and being in a club environment was a wonderful experience. But like Dave said, it wasn't probably going to get us where we needed to do financially. So after that wonderful experience in the health club for 12 years, then I got into insurance. Just like Dave, I looked at it a couple of times. One of the people that was a member at the health club recruited me into the business with Farm Bureau Insurance, and got to learn the multi-line industry and have learned not only some great things from both industries, the health club business, but also the insurance business. But two of my mentors, came from that. One of them from the health club business. Actually got out of the health club business like I did and got into the insurance business. Wally Peterson has been a mentor from the racquetball days and retired out of the business with Thrivent, and it's just a wonderful business to meet good friends.
What an incredible! Hey, listen, if you ever want to play racquetball, Jim Sweeney is like a world-class racquetball player at American Senior Benefits. We'll have to set that up. Todd, tell us about yours, man. Tell us about your background.
Well, I think the humble beginnings portion is probably not dissimilar. I did also, pick rocks, bean walk, and detassel. But I remember my first job wasn't really in the field, but my dad was a manager at a Piggly Wiggly, and he'd go in early on Saturday mornings, and he'd wake me up, and I'd scrape stickers off the grocery room floors so that he could jump on the rideable waxing unit and go behind me. And when there wasn't any stickers, I wrote on top. So it was a fun time working with my dad. He kind of taught me a little bit about the work day's done when the work is done. So I'm not an early riser, but I'll stay in the midnight oil because of that. But it was a great work ethic. It's hard not to tear up when I talk about my dad because he's not around anymore, but I love him to death. And with that, I learned that wasn't going to have a lot of extra cash from the family business. My dad, the grocery business wasn't real lucrative, so I kind of worked hard, put myself through college selling books out east, and learned some great sales techniques and whatnot. I thought I was going to play football in college, but I just got really good at playing. And decided then that after a couple half a dozen sales jobs, I needed a career. And by a domino effect, I knew Dave Martens through my brother-in-law, who was a Farm Bureau agent. And along with looking for a career and just marrying my lovely wife, who is on the call right now, love you, baby, 27 years ago, got into this industry and have really never looked back. I've got 3 children, and one of the beautiful things about this industry is allowing you to control your schedule. So I've been able to coach my kids as long as they wanted me to, and I thought I was pretty good there until the only sport I didn't know anything about is the sport my son got a scholarship in to play lacrosse. So it's humbling to always have a family and to raise a family, but inside a business that's family, it's even more humbling to respect and see how all your employees and your friends and people are enjoy and kind of live that life with you. So those are my starts and my upbringing, Brian.
Man, I love that. One of the things I love about every one of your stories is about that humble beginning, the hard work, and the family atmosphere. Todd, I love the fact that your wife is with you. What's your wife's name, Todd?
Denise,
thanks for joining us today. One of our core values here at Integrity is family, and I love the fact that you're here and a part of this. We try to make this a family atmosphere in so many different ways, and this is why we work so hard. In fact, whenever we onboard new partners, I introduce my family. I introduce my wife and my 2 boys just because there's a reason that we all are here and working so hard. And so I love that about you guys. I love hearing how businesses got together and started. And you know, I'm an entrepreneur myself, so I love this kind of idea of businesses getting started and growing. Tell us a little bit more. Any of you guys can jump in, but tell us a bit how you guys came together and built ISC into such an incredible business today.
Yeah, Brian, it's Dave Martens. I guess it's always been, I think, about adapting and changing. When we bought IFC, we all had some ties to the independent world, but I mean the captive world, but not the independent world. And we found out real quick it's real easy to get contracts and get people contracted, but still somebody has to sell something. And with Integrity, it seemed like it was in our mind when we looked at it seemed like it was either time to get on the bus or watch it go by. It was great to meet with Brian and the team, and right away we felt like we were kind of the kind of people that we wanted to do business with. They had a lot of the same core values as we did. Todd is 8 years younger than Dave and I, and it gave us all a transition plan that helped us move forward. And Todd is going to be moving forward and be the managing partner. And the biggest things that we looked at was, I guess I wrote down 5 talking points: is product development, insurance. Integrity's marketing group is working with leaders across the country to develop product, and we wanted to make sure we're part of that offering. Administration, it takes a lot of stuff off of our plate. HR, IT, security and compliance. A lot of the administrative stuff, we want to just do the marketing, and they'll help us do that. The employee focused part of it is that Integrity can offer things to our staff that we couldn't offer. I mean, just the stock ownership plan and everything else that's there is it's employee focused and family focused, and we're really proud of our families, and we really saw that with Integrity. It's a competitive industry, and we're, senior market's incredibly, like I said, incredibly competitive, and we wanted to make sure that we were on the bus. I mean, it seemed like Integrity is growing like crazy, and to be able to compete in the marketplace, we thought that was a great fit. And the last, which I just mentioned, was succession planning, is giving us the opportunity to move forward and find a way to have Todd be the managing partner, and Dave and I all of us be managing partners with Integrity. So.
Yeah, and I think, Brian, it's super important to kind of know where our company kind of started out, and I love hearing Dave Tessing's story about that. Dave, if you can start on that, I'll kind of follow up.
Sure. Yeah, I guess when we thinking back on how we got going, mentioned earlier that Dave and I knew each other from when our kids were in diapers, and Dave really was the person who knew me and Todd the best, and Todd and I didn't really know one another that well, and we found out we were super nervous about going into a 3-way partnership because it's rare for even 2-person partnerships to make it. We actually invested in doing some psychological testing to see if there might be a fit, and I guess we found out that we're all just different enough that we've meshed really, really well. I don't know where it got coined along the way, but we were kind of referred to as the Todd is the go, because he's go, take that marketing idea and run with it, do the next thing. I'm more the analytical. I like to refer to myself as a recovering analytic. It's not probably the most popular thing to be in this business, but I'm kind of the whoa guy where I'd hold back and say, hey, before we do this, let's look at it a little closer, think about the implications, etc. And David's really served as the glue, really held us together early on. One of the things that we're so proud of is that we've, in 18 years of partnership, have never had to take a decision to a vote. We've always been able to come to a consensus on what to do next. I wish we could tell you that we've always made the best decisions. We've made a lot of decisions, and some of them we've made great, some of them weren't so good, but we've always learned along the way. And when we came together, it was really important for us to trust one another because we were very, very leveraged when we first bought IFC. And we had to guarantee not only the debt, but a share of one another's debts as well. So it's one thing to put your own family on the line, but when you're putting your family on the line for another person's family, I mean, that draws you even closer. And fortunately, we were able to make it. Those first, I remember our first Christmas party with our employees. We had 3 employees when we bought the company, and one of them left about 1.5 years, 2 years in. She fell in love with a whole high school sweetheart, moved to Arizona. But up until last year, our longest time employee, in fact, she was there when IFC started 27 years ago, Gloria Reisner and Stacy Brown, we were a little bit nervous we were going to buy the company and that they were going to quit. They told us that they were afraid we were going to buy the company and fire them because none of us lived in Fairmont where the business was. We all lived 100 or more miles away, and somehow we made it through all that. And we've grown. Like I said, we made some pretty big bets in long-term care at a bad time. Those decisions, it cost us really, and we were the lowest paid people in the company for a few years. But we stayed committed. We kept paying our bills. We kept paying our employees, and we just kept growing. And I think our reputation with our agencies that we've done business with, we've got a commitment that if we owe someone a nickel, we're going to pay it to them. And our growth has really come from word of mouth, the agents. We've done some marketing, but really the best marketing that we've got going for us is one satisfied agent talking to another one. And we're just super proud of the fact that from one year to the next, we retain 98.5% of our relationships with the agents who do business with us. And that's a real reason for our growth. The service that our employees give to those agents and their loyalty to us and our loyalty to them. And it's just been a recipe for success.
Wow. Great point there. Great.
Yeah, it's been humbling, it's been frustrating, it's been exciting, and it's made you cry sometimes, but it's been a fantastic partnership. It's kind of, I talk about it as a domino effect. Dave Martens got into the insurance industry in my hometown of Fairmont, where the business is based out of, and he wanted to become a manager after he started with Farm Bureau. Well, his trainer was actually Dave Tessing. So Dave Tessing then taught him. Dave moved up to Coon Rapids Martens and was with where Dave Tessing as his associate manager or assistant manager, and he taught Dave Martens how to be a manager in the business. And I was luckily one of Dave's first hires, or one of the few. I think there was probably a half a dozen before me, and I got into the business that way because I knew of people from Fairmont, and we kind of stick together a little bit, so that worked out pretty good. But after getting into the business, I liked the other side of the house a little bit more than the property and casualty, so I ended up going and working with Prudential and then GE Financial Advisors. And I got a call from IFC in Fairmont, and the owner, Doug Wilner, who is an entrepreneur's entrepreneur, I think they call it, anyhow. I went to Fairmont, and he was trying to get access to a product that GE Financial owned. And they had a captive model, not an independent model or a brokerage distribution, but he was trying to jimmy-rig the contract. And at the end, I finally just said, "This isn't going to work, Doug." And he said, "Well, hey, if we can't work here, why don't you just move back to town and buy my house on the lake?" And I was closing up shop and folding up my portfolio, putting it in my briefcase, and I said, "Hey, man, I might be a little more interested in buying your business." By the way, be very careful about smart-ass remarks. Sometimes they actually come back to haunt you or help you. But by the time I got to the bottom of the stairs leaving the place, he chased me down to the bottom and asked, "How serious are you about buying the company?" Well, 6 months later, and a couple of times left the negotiation table, and thank God that Dave Tessing said that no business or no plan or no negotiation is left if you don't at least leave the table once and stick to your guns. And We ended up buying IFC from Doug Wilner as the three of us about 6 months after that conversation, and it's a neat story. It's fun, but when we looked across the table, looking at our three employees, hoping to God they wouldn't quit, and they were looking at us thinking that we were going to fire them, that was a great come to Jesus day because we needed them as much as they needed us, we think. And we've always felt that way and always thought we'd instill that family attitude because we would have been lost without them. And that's how we've tried to grow today. We value the family partnership, and that's why this integrity option just fits so well, is that you guys have that core value that we think we can just leverage, Brian.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. And getting to know your team whenever we had the employee meeting last week and being able to join you guys on that, I think we're all in that same boat. This is a people business, and the fact that you guys recognize that and the opportunity we all have to grow together. IFC now, I mean, you guys started with humble beginnings. You guys are a large group now. You primarily focus in the Medicare world, Medicare Advantage and supplement products. Last year, you helped over 70,000 people enroll into one of those products. And so this is going to be a huge announcement, especially in the Midwest, but also predominantly in Minnesota, where you guys are located. For all of the people on this call, this is going to be just such an exciting announcement that we will be releasing tomorrow morning. And one of the things I love is whenever we have not only the press release, but also these videos. There's a lot of fun videos, and this is one of the most fun videos I think we've ever shot. You guys went up to one of your cabins up in Minnesota. You went snowmobiling, ice fishing, and just you can tell the family atmosphere and the camaraderie that you guys all have. And so I just got to say, for everybody, you've got to watch this video. It's an incredible video. Our team has done an incredible job of capturing everybody's personality here as well. So thank you guys for doing that. So one of the things I wanted to do, I'm getting blown up by a lot of partners. There's a lot of people super excited about this partnership. And I wanted to ask, first and foremost, Lenny Anderson, one of our partners and the owner of Golden Care, and just a walking, talking industry icon, legend in the business, that I know him and his team, Tom and Tim and Mike and all the other great people up there, have known you guys for a long time, and wanted to just ask Lenny if he could join us to just say congratulations on behalf of all the partners here. Lenny, you there with us?
Absolutely. Couldn't make me happier to hear that they were joining and becoming a partner now. They're great guys. They've had a great company, and we've done business together for a long time. I've known them, and that partner, they're just great people. They're great people, and run a great company, put together a great company. So and to become now a partner of Integrity, hey guys, it's wonderful, and congratulations, and really welcome aboard.
Hey, thank you so much. Appreciate you joining. That means a lot to all of us to have you join. So thank you very much. Let's go to. There's another partner you guys have known for a long time, Sam Corey III, and Sam would like to say a few words. Sam, are you there?
I'm here. So,
what's up, man? Yeah.
What's up? So these are some of the best guys in the business that I know. I mean, I've known them for about 15 years. Just 100% first class. I mean, they're smart, they're creative, they're hardworking. It's just an absolutely excellent addition to the Integrity Group. And, it's really interesting to say that, they were my friends, and now I'm really just proud to say that they're my partners. It's pretty special, to be honest. And congratulations, you guys, Dave and Todd. It's welcome to the team. Welcome to the family.
Thanks, Sam.
Thanks, Sam.
Hey, thank you so much, Sam.
Anytime.
We really,
thank you guys.
Really appreciate you. Todd, Dave, thank you so much for joining us. Thanks for trusting us. We could not be more excited to partner with you and all of your employees and your families to take this to the next level. So congratulations, guys. Really proud to be your partners.
Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Brian.
Proud to be part of the family.
Thanks a lot, Brian. Yep.
Hope everybody has an incredible day today. Hope everybody has a blessed week. Thanks again for joining us, everybody. God bless you guys. Take care, and we'll talk soon.